Our program will begin in 5 minutes. Graduates and guests, please find your seats.
Dean Vandenbout. Dean Vandenbout, the convocation is formed.
Honored graduates, proud parents and family, distinguished faculty, alumni and friends, welcome to the College of Natural Sciences 2024 graduation celebration. You may be seated. My name is David Vandenbout, and I am Dean of the College of Natural Sciences. CNS graduates, it is a privilege and honor to celebrate you today. I commend and congratulate you for having earned a degree in natural sciences from the University of Texas at Austin. Yours is a significant achievement, and having reached this milestone at a prestigious university like ours, in demanding disciplines no less, means you have successfully pushed yourself to expand your knowledge, skills, and abilities in countless ways. This is an exciting day, also an occasion for joy for friends and family. The many people excited to recognize your accomplishments. And as we celebrate you, we also celebrate the people who have accompanied you in this journey, providing a listening ear, offering guidance and encouragement, giving love and support. So graduates, let's thank your champions. Please join me in a standing ovation for your friends and family. Please be seated. Our entire college celebrates this milestone occasion. Members of our exceptional faculty are here in support, and as I call the name of college leaders and faculty, I ask that you each please rise and remain standing. From the college, Michael Drew, Associate Dean for Undergraduate Education, and Aniki Shai, Assistant Dean for Advising and Student Support, will assist in the recognition of our graduates later in the ceremony. They will be assisted by Francisca Thompson, Program Manager for Advising and Student Services, and Karen Gomez, Administrative Associate for Advising and Student Services. I'm also joined by Andreas Matashek, Associate Dean for Research and Facilities, and representing our departments in the biological sciences are Janice Fisher, Director of Biology Instruction Office, David Canatella, Chair for Integrative Biology, Edward Buskey, Chair of Marine Science, Jeffrey Gross, Chair of Molecular Biosciences, Robert Messing, Chair of Neuroscience, and Leanne Field, Faculty for Medical Laboratory Sciences. You may be seated. I also want to thank our faculty floor marshals who led today's procession. I ask that you remain standing until all are introduced. Our mace bearers, Ruth Buskirk and Ruth Shear. Additional marshals are Brett Baker, Norma Fowler, Justin Havrid, Jen Moon, and Shagufta Shabir. Thank you all for being here. And you all may be seated. A select set of accomplished graduates are also invited to join us on the stage. These Dean's-honored graduates are here in recognition of their outstanding academic, research, leadership, and service accomplishments. So please stand as I call your names and remain standing. And audience, please hold your applause until I have called all of the names. Emma Catherine Babian, BS Neuroscience Honors. Sierra Elizabeth Chadwick, BSA Biology Honors and BS Environmental Science. Zachary Thomas Endres, BSA Neuroscience. AJ Lewis, BS Biology. Alexa Christine Morton, BS Biochemistry. Caroline Mary Penn, BS Medical Laboratory Science. Noe Reyna, BS Biology. And Grace Catherine Wolfrat, BS Neuroscience. Jeffrey Yu, BSA Biochemistry Honors. So thank you. You may be seated. Dedicated staff and faculty have worked with these graduates over the years, and faculty members have joined us here on stage. We appreciate you and your commitment, creativity, and excellence in teaching and mentoring these graduates. Will our faculty please stand and be recognized? You may be seated. Finally, I want to acknowledge a set of special graduates, our graduates of distinction, who are all listed in the program. They were nominated by faculty and staff and peers for outstanding work across a range of areas: research, leadership and service, community engagement, and entrepreneurship. These outstanding graduates are wearing pins reflecting the distinction they received. Graduates of distinction, will you please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Graduates, I want each of you to know that I'm honored to address this class. Even in the best of times, being a College of Natural Science student takes determination. An education in this college means having to do rigorous coursework, applying your best efforts to some truly tough problems, and approaching unknowns with openness to trying bold new things. It also means enduring nearly every week of the year through our groan-worthy science puns in the CNS student newsletter. So this week's, just in case you were too busy and missed it, the joke is a neutron walks into a bar and asks for the price of a beer. The bartender says, "For you, no charge." So I'll be here all week. So yes, you overcame challenges while also earning a degree in extraordinary times. Much has been reported in the media about the class of 2024. Before me is a group whose experience, even from the early times with us here at the university, have been one of a kind. Your time has been shaped by a series of transformative events in the world affecting the lives of everyone. From a pandemic to disruptive technology changes to extreme weather events, what the world has served up over these last several years could have been an education in and of itself. And on top of that, by asking challenging questions as natural science students, you honed habits of mind, practices of inquiry and determined reasoning, and then applied those habits and practices to solve problems in the real world. Do not discount what you have achieved. The majority of students nationwide who enter a university planning to pursue a STEM degree do not make it to the point you have reached today. Many switch their focus, others drop out altogether before getting to a graduation stage like ours. You have exhibited persistence and the ability to press on. Regardless of where your pursuits take you, you will see many more rewards from the commitment and drive you have practiced now for years. Individually, you identified all you were capable of, developed as leaders and practiced service to benefit others, but you also worked and learned and grew in community together. Many of you discovered the joys of research together, with faculty mentors, with fellow students. You made possible through peer study sessions and thriving student organization activities, the in-depth, coffee-fueled conversations with advisors and classmates that also played a role in your making it to this point. The relationships you built are some of the most important things you will take away from your time on the 40 acres. You are bound by a shared passion for discovery. So many of you came here not knowing about the original discoveries and innovations you would make in your time here. Perhaps your unique knowledge base now includes new scientific, mathematical, or technical research or applications that you were part of. And certainly, you made discoveries about yourself and about everything that you were capable of. Our students in the College of Natural Sciences tend to focus on having an impact, and notably at scale. Your achievement is singular, but your impact as a Texas Longhorn is much greater for the hundreds, thousands, and tens of thousands living alumni throughout the world who, like you, want to be part of a better tomorrow. The analytical, creative, and problem-solving capacities you have developed here will bolster your ability to be an enduring part of this shared Longhorn legacy. And as we navigate a world shaped by massive changes in technology, from CRISPR gene editing to generative artificial intelligence to breakthroughs in clean energy, your education has prepared you to help others navigate the potential and promise of STEM advances like these. So on behalf of the faculty and staff of the College of Natural Sciences, I want to extend a well-earned congratulations to you all. Enjoy this day with family and friends, proud that you are a graduate of the College of Natural Sciences at the University of Texas at Austin. It is now my great pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker. Nancy Moran is the Warren J. and Viola May Ramner Chair in Integrated Biology here at the University of Texas at Austin, where she earned her bachelor's degree before pursuing a doctoral degree in biology from the University of Michigan. She is an evolutionary biologist whose research cuts across fields of genetics and genomics, microbiology, entomology, and ecology. The applications of this research extend to the health of our agriculture and food systems and to the health of critical species needed for them, such as honeybees. She is a leading authority in the relationships between various insects and the distinct microbes that live in and on them, and she is the primary investigator for one of our freshman research initiative streams, the very well-named Bugs in Bugs. She is a MacArthur Fellow, an elected member of the National Academy of Science, the winner of the International Prize for Biology, and the recipient of the prestigious N.E.S. Waxman Award in Microbiology, as well as the subject of numerous profile pieces about her and her work in the scientific and popular press. Before coming to the University of Texas at Austin, she was Regents Professor at the University of Arizona and the William Fleming Professor of Biology at Yale University. Please join me in welcoming Nancy Moran.
All right, thank you, David. Thank you for the very kind introduction. And thanks to all of you, graduates and guests. I know this is a big day. It's a happy day, and I'm really honored to share it with you. When Dean Vandenbout invited me to give this talk, first I was flattered, and second, it sounded like an interesting challenge. What wisdom can a 1976, believe it or not, UT graduate possibly pass on to 2024 UT graduates, the very class who's lived through what have to be the most dramatic changes ever? Fortunately, as graduates of this college, CNS, you are uniquely equipped for navigating a world full of dramatic changes. Your science education, whatever your major, has taught you one fundamental lesson. It's okay not to have all the answers. In fact, the process of making discoveries along the way is often the key in science and in life. Your years here have trained you to be skeptical, to sort truth from falsehoods, and to seek your own answers. Your training can help you when you face decisions going forward, including many future decisions that right now you cannot even imagine. I myself was not so great at basing my decisions on the advice of my elders. As a child growing up in Dallas, my mom would often talk about her childhood. She was raised on an Oklahoma farm where the family grew their own wheat to make bread. They got milk from their cow, and they pumped water from a well. She finished formal education when she graduated high school, age 16. Later, she raised 8 kids, including me, the one with the odd fascination for nature. My dad owned and managed a drive-in movie theater. He'd catch tarantulas around the drive-in, put them in gallon pickle jars, and then bring them home to me. But there was certainly no thought in my head or my parents' heads that this unusual interest in plants and bugs had anything to do with a potential career. As a high school junior, I figured out that under the requirements of the state of Texas, I had enough credits to graduate a year early. So I did, with absolutely no plan beyond that. Eventually, at UT Austin, my solution to my ongoing indecision was to get into Plan 2, where one didn't have to have a major but could take lots of philosophy courses, which I liked. By chance, I took introductory biology, a big lecture class. The course covered evolution, something I'd heard of in my Catholic schools, but only barely, and I wanted to know more. So I took more biology classes with professors who were active researchers and passionate about their work. And I devoted my senior honors thesis to a research project on bird behavior. I also lucked into a field ecology course taught by Larry Gilbert, some of you may know, once my professor, and now he's my colleague. I juggled all of this with a work-study job. My parents were short on money during those years. By getting into research, I met many biology graduate students, all excited about their work. From them, I discovered that one didn't need money to go to graduate school in the sciences. Financial support comes from fellowships and assistantships, so this made grad school an option for me and set me on my path. Over the years, I've found that many people who love their work, as I do, were like me to start. They had no map to guide them and no set destination. They stayed curious and open to new information, new people, new opportunities. During your years on our campus, you've benefited from a stimulating environment full of interesting people and diverse ideas. Now, going out into the world, you can put your inner scientist to work by paying attention to the conditions that you need around you to continue exploration. Having the right equipment and people around you will help you continually learn and grow and make good choices. One part of this equipment is our Free Society itself. Between finishing my PhD in Michigan and starting a postdoctoral fellowship in Arizona, I made what seemed at the time an odd choice. I accepted a 6-month fellowship from the National Academy of Science to be an exchange scientist in what was then Czechoslovakia, a country behind the so-called Iron Curtain. I was in for quite a shock. People lived in a controlled world, cut off with no access to information from the non-communist world. Radio frequencies were blocked at the borders. The secret police, who were not so secret, controlled communication, even the copy machines. People had to attend political education sessions and parrot words that they didn't believe. They couldn't come and go. The map scrambled the roads near the borders so that anyone trying to leave would get lost and end up going in circles, which is exactly what happened to my friends and me while biking near the Austrian border. I bring up this experience because it taught me a huge lesson, an important lesson, one that I wanted to share with you. Our way of life is truly something special. It's something that's not automatic. Not everyone in the world has it, and it should not be taken for granted. It's basic to your own ability, your own personal ability to shape the trajectory of your career and your life. There would be no University of Texas College of Natural Sciences without this kind of society we live in. One of your tasks is to work in your own way to preserve this equipment of our free society. Another fundamental task is bolstering your relationships with fantastic people and with the natural world. In Czechoslovakia, I joined my friends hiking, camping, kayaking, carrying along guitars, and always having music and humor and a love of nature. I have strong memories of the warmth and the zest for life that were part of these expeditions. Given access to nature and friends or family, one can find happiness despite almost anything. So pay attention. Make sure you invest in these basic ingredients for a happy life. Since starting my first academic job, I've always been attracted to new things, new approaches, and new topics. Over these years, nothing has changed more than the biological sciences and our understanding of the natural world, including our human selves. I've been lucky to be part of that. I didn't start with any kind of grand plan, but somehow from being the kid with a tarantula in a pickle jar, I've ended up in a career that I've loved, that I'm reasonably good at, and that has allowed me to travel and to be surrounded by interesting people and to change what I'm doing in case I get bored. My research explores symbiosis, how living things are influenced by the bacteria that live in them and on them. And I've spent many years studying these things in insects, including pollinators and pests. Together with my students, we've made unexpected discoveries, encountering phenomena that no one knew existed, even some that people said could not possibly exist. Beyond the thrill of discovery, much of the satisfaction from this work has come from being part of a community as excited by these findings as I am. A huge part of my job is working with and mentoring students and young scientists. Over time, I've come to realize that this part is more important than the research itself. Altogether, something like 40 young people from my lab are now professors at institutions across the US and in Europe and Asia, and they are doing amazing things in education and in research. Many others are in careers in medicine, public health, and the environment. All of this has been most rewarding here at UT. The engagement and accomplishments of UT students are truly the best that I have seen anywhere. My final recommendation for applying your STEM education to life is this. Don't drop this excitement once you leave UT. Stay engaged, keep up your fascination with the natural world, including your own minds. This class in particular, as David pointed out, doesn't need to be told that life is unpredictable. Your education, it's not a conveyor belt that's going to deposit you into a successful career and happy life. Whatever field you go into and whatever you try to lead or accomplish, the landscape is going to shift and shift again. Chance and change can be scary, but they also bring opportunity to do new things. So stay curious about the world. Discover new passions within yourselves. Stay open to the wondrous possibilities of life. In closing, I want to point out that I've made many decisions over the years, some good, a few less good, but among the best choices of my life was to come back to UT 10 years ago. It's a great university. You will always have that to be proud of and to build on. And with that, congratulations again, graduates. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
It is now my great pleasure to introduce our Okay, let's start that over again. Thank you very much, Dr. Moran. Our next speaker is Dean's Honor Graduate in Biochemistry, Alexa Morton. Alexa has served as a student leader of the UT Austin iGEM synthetic biology team, and she helped develop a team project that involved engineering bacteria to secrete antimicrobial peptides to protect plants from disease. The team received a gold medal and were nominated for excellence in several categories at the iGEM Grand Jamboree in Paris, and Alexa's honors thesis was inspired by that project. At UT, she has served as a course assistant in molecular biology, a CNS orientation advisor, and a freshman research initiative peer mentor. and she's been active with Labyrinth, a progressive Christian community on campus. Please join me in welcoming Alexa.
Thank you, Dr. Drew, and thank you to everyone else for being here. Thank you to friends and family, to staff and faculty, and especially to my graduating peers. I know that many of us, myself included, missed out on having a typical high school graduation, making this our first real in-person graduation ceremony. This class had our lives disrupted by the pandemic more than practically any other, and I want to acknowledge the resilience and dedication of this cohort. Each and every one of us has had to struggle and sacrifice to walk across this stage. But keep in mind, this isn't just a walk across a stage. Rather, this is our final jump across the finish line. This is merely the end of the beginning of our professional adult lives. Now, speaking of beginnings, I want to share a story with y'all. The first time I set foot on the 40 acres as a UT student was not to attend classes, as all of my classes were on Zoom at that point. Rather, this was when I first entered the lab of my FRI stream, Plant Pathways. Before that, I had never set foot in a research lab, and I had never so much as held a micropipette. I was so nervous for my first lab session that I completely forgot I didn't have key card access to the building. For a few minutes there, I went into total panic mode, and I had to wait outside until someone could come let me in. I was a literal and metaphorical outsider to science. But I also remember that same day was the first time I purified plant DNA, or rather the first time I horrendously messed up on purifying plant DNA when I accidentally threw away my sample tube. I was obviously pretty embarrassed, but I was so determined that I literally dug through the trash until I found my DNA sample, just so I'd have something to show for my work. And yes, I was wearing gloves. Now, on the surface, that sounds like a pretty bad day. But what makes this such a fond memory of mine is that nobody judged me. In fact, everyone around me said it was totally normal to mess up like that. Failing the protocol on my first try wasn't weird. It would have been weirder if I hadn't failed the first time. That was the first time I really, truly felt a sense of community and belonging at UT. All thanks to the welcoming and supportive environment fostered by my peers, mentors, and faculty in CNS. Thanks to all of you. This semester, I've often joked with friends that we're almost off the struggle bus. Well, y'all, the struggle bus, or I guess given the number of us, the struggle cruise, has finally reached its destination. And I think that our experiences with isolation during the pandemic have taught us that it would have been miserable without each other. We've laughed together, cried together, complained together, and rushed to turn in assignments at 11:59 p.m. together. Working towards my degree alongside all of you has helped me feel like not only part of the CNS community, but part of the greater scientific community as a whole. Through late nights and lab reports, through wars and worldwide pandemics, through Hank Green and lo-fi hip-hop, we've arrived at this moment, this pivotal point in our lives together. Now, I'm sure some of you are starting to bite your nails when you hear me call this a pivotal point in our lives. For the past year or so, people have almost certainly asked you variations of, What's next after graduation? What comes after this pivotal point, as I call it? Well, to pivot is to simply change direction. You don't necessarily have to know right this minute what that direction will be. I, like many of you, I'm sure, fall into the often silent camp of students whose knee-jerk response to the question of what comes next is, I don't know. I don't know. I have 5 words for you. It's okay not to know. It's okay not to know. Our stories have barely begun, and we have the rest of our lives to write and revise them as we see fit. The future isn't desolate, even if it's a little blurry right now. Now, all that said, I'm giving y'all just one final assignment of sorts before we graduate. An assignment given to me by a close family friend. Just relax and don't think about the future for a bit. Enjoy your graduation and celebration. I want you all to take this moment, this incredible accomplishment, and savor it. You've earned it. At the end of the day, each and every member of this class has demonstrated time and time again that we are capable of changing the world, and I am so excited to see where we all go from here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alexa. We will now have the recognition of the degree candidates. Dr. Drew and Aniki Shai will assist with the recognition of the degree candidates as they walk across the stage to be congratulated.
Just a reminder that photography today is provided by Flash Photography, and information on how to purchase photos can be found in the Digital 2024 program. You can visit the college website, cns.utexas.edu, and you can also find links to the program on the college social media channels. As a reminder, graduates attending the university-wide commencement in the football stadium will require a ticket, but guests do not require a ticket. Ticket information is available on the university commencement website. Public seating for graduates and guests will open at 6 p.m. Graduates should be seated by 7:10 p.m. and the ceremony will start at 7:30 p.m. Graduates, when you arrive at DKR Texas Memorial Stadium, enter the building through the loading dock on San Jacinto. Volunteers will greet you and assist you with seating for the ceremony. A clear bag policy will be in effect tonight for all graduates and guests attending. Please consult the commencement website for additional information related to this policy and related safety procedures. Okay, we are eager to celebrate everyone and stay on schedule. Graduates, you can help us out by keeping things moving, and guests, will you please refrain from those really loud cheers until everyone's names have been read for that degree category. That way, no one misses hearing a name and everyone gets cheered. All right, here we go.
And now, announcing the graduates in Medical Laboratory Science. Samantha May Barton. Antonio Andres Rodriguez. Mercedes Lizette Martinez. Vicky Tran. Marjalene Cardenas. San Juana Juarez. Connie Lynn May. Jolene Allen Taylor. Elena Kate Balke. Ashley Lynn Daniel. Genoveva Gil. And now, announcing the graduates in biochemistry. Maximiliano Ledesma. Alim Saeed Abdullah. David Rocha Mercado. Adrian Martinez. Katia Diana Escalante. Amanda Brissino. Sydney Nicole Dimmitt. Abigail Lauren Cannon Osmo. Pablo Labiaga Trevino. Philip Martin Compton. Aman Manatesh Hiramat. Rohan Shri Nagabhairava. Mark Chow. Andrew Ian Hu. Jeffrey Yu. Alexa Christine Morton. Jillian Hope Lalik Pare. Christine Jin Yu. Ashley Matthew. Kyle Taylor Leonard. Alec R. Weigel. Alasia Lanice Morrison. Vidavarshini Raghavan. Srinikatan Sai Senapati. Kelly Nicole Brown. Reed Rohde. Gabriel Bennett James Soto. Peter Mason. Christina Maria Mororu. Lyric Simone Carter. Iodola Oluwatimelian Ayowole Obi. Denzel Velasco Feniz. Faria Smita Alam. Swati Sarah Bamadipati. Holden Hinch. Madeline Claire Huffman. Joshua Simpson. Alex Donbaugh. Nicole Renee Anderson. Anastasia Mailing Brown. Leila Mariano Masalahit. Michael Robert Ornelas Turner. Ajit Ramamohan. Corey Ackerman. Benjamin Lee Martin. Sean Matthew Riley. Shayla Nguyen Tai. Ethan A. Gallegos. Viviana Frias. Victoria Alicia Rivera. Maximus Jin Yang Chen. Lawrence Appel. Alexandra Elizabeth Cermak. Dalton Zachariah Kyle. Leah Taylor Hewins. Christopher M. Pham. Dia Sharma. Caroline Mary Penn. Giselle Kayla Henry. Lily Josephine Buckner. Neha Santosh Patil. Taylor Shay Carroll. Blake George Butler. Siddhant Bhatt. Sophia Andrea Scalzo. Gianna Christine Gilbert. Grace Marie Hornung. Elena Nicole Abernathy. Genevieve Michelle Clemens. Sophia Ruby Figueroa. Keishan Karen Patel. Isaac Tashumbre Jones Trevino. Daisy Ray Lopez. Krista Renee Hale. Madeline Julia Skierski. Hallie Marcus Feinberg. Ethan Matthew Chen. Wilson Chow. Joanna Liu. Yusuf Ibrahim Hassan. Jonathan Edward Saldana. Lillian Doe. Ishan Riretti. Erica Lauren Reyes. Megan Nui Trin. Laura Argondona. Anissa Jo Roca. Maribel Ashley Murray Covarrubias. Armando Jose Marquez Campos. David Lawrence Holt. Alexander Valdez. Bruce Mong. Henry Shangrui Liu. Jensen Yuichi Fang. Ayush Ashish Desai. Mark Mingshen Lee. Rehana Sheikh. Alexandra Perchatsky. Tanisha Jasani. Amira Fatima Mohammed. Allison Paige Lynn Benson. Alyssa Nicole Barrientos. Maya Lee Wilson. Jolynn Pan. Jack Thomas Miller. Nidhi Ers. Tanner Griffin. Gabrielle Diana Lee. Sarina Karim Hassan. Maria Hilaire Rodriguez. Crystal Chidiago Anunobi. Cassidy Marie Edwards. Rudy G. Emily Hope Sawiris. Harrison Lee Givens. Jacob Michael Martins. Aiden Francis Burke. Prem Hamong Patel. Fabiha Faisal Khan. Casey Lynn Lee. Allison Rose Leclerc. Rachel Marie Robinson. Macy Ray Aschenbeck. Aman Merchant. Bryce Solomon Celestine. Jake Quan Tran. Kevin Tao. David Martin Kiazon. Clarissa Jacqueline Enriquez. Lauren Danae Smith. Janelle Foluwake Aloyo. Claire Elizabeth Martinez. Ayan Ko. Tahi Tung. Min Pham. Jessica Joy. Daniel Ryan Schmidt. Vivian Lee Kim Long. Juanita Cashin Gilmore. Sara Frida Rodriguez. Victoria Renee Tillman. Olivia Grace Miller. Rachel Elise Cheng. Haley Vu. Andrew Abulhaka. Anne-Marie Chang. Zoe Gabriella Swisher. Kaylee Elizabeth Cabrera. Isma Zainab Kokar. John Chester Groswich. Kwanji Dai. Jessica Chuang. Megan Elise Frank. Gabriella Catherine Bailey. Amal Jamal Sala. William Senan Baltazar Jr. Jean Eric Pisano. Trin Nok Win. Danish Syed Imam. Harris Hafiz. Daisy Alejandra Crisostomo. Ian Mitchell Crowell. Sailor Lee Schreiber. Chinayi Blessing Wokanaka. Christopher Robert Coleman. Nikhil Reddy Garlapati. Sophia Twig Lamb. Stacy Nyakeo Waruinji. Darla Delosier. Felipe Ponce Herrera. Samuel Ellis Stapp. Ryan Fuquang Lee. Maya Sartolo. Maggie Lane Monroe. Alan Vong. Kenneth Lee. Hannah Margaret Bergestuen. Megan T. Tran. Asha Ayar. Lorena Sandoval Mejia. Hafsa Aliyah Hawaja. Marwa Sultani. Faith Noor Duraragira. Bianca Bella Busoji. Malak Tarek Tucson. Arsalan Assad. Michael Jacob Baby. Shreya Mulukuntla. Arwa Kosawala. Jennifer Kotia. Lasia Priya Achanta. Ann Wallace Brown. Sarah Elizabeth Kelton. Daniel Z. Fan. Andrea Justine Melendez. Catherine Renee Boyd. Ethan Wehan Yu. Daniel Christopher Rankin. Kwok Din Tai Win. Ray Chang. Diego Alejandro Lizarraga. Leslie Alvin Mui. Margaret Elizabeth Smith. Joyce Juang. Eileen Edith Hanna. Elizabeth Doreen Manriquez. Victoria Chen Merchan Liu. Lana Jokic. Kaveri Sujana Iyengar. Michelle Miriam Arain. Georgina Elizabeth Bermudez Breucop. Christina Alejandra Macias. Madeline Ann Beischer. Trang Ton Vo. Ayada Fukushima. Christina Trin Win. Christian Olivari Torres. Annika Sai Dopalapudi. Erine Lee Joe. John Shinu An. Mi Duan. Satya Sanketha Bhatna. Carly McKenna Mink. Tayden Tu Tran. Brianna Hui Ying Pendry. Katiana Olivarietta. Wind Lok Tung Yun. Amabel Latrung. Eleanor Irion. Michelle Marino. Madeline West. Hannah Maria Norwood. Mackenzie Renee Williams. Layla Yusuf Sher. Amira Hawk. Kristen Clark. Micaiah China McDonald. Sneha Anil Kumar. Antonio Nicholas Alvarado. Jacob Andrew Zamora. Mary Elizabeth Wynn. Lorena Fraga. Parker James Nickerson. Lauren Ann Prenville. Cheyenne Min Ung. Monica Wen Vu. Iram Khan. Michael Brett Dinkins. Tiffany Noriki Tobita. Karthik Venkurusamy. Karen Tirukanda. Shi N. Lin. Frimpong Boteng. And now, announcing the graduates in neuroscience. Eric Barcenas. Charles F. Wolf. Bisma Akil Syed. Jacqueline Escalera. Krishiv Matavanan Ella. Luis Martin Ainsley Jr. Sanita Chanduri. Zachary Thomas Andres. Victoria Lynn Gonzalez. Emma Catherine Babian. Malinta Sandeepa Waniarachi. Grace Catherine Wolfrat. Stephanie Gail Voigt. Rena Kudchadkar. Alexa Cumming. Elise Seidenstein. Morgan Ann Oren. Diego Nicolas Gonzalez. Raquel Pasillas. Ananya Prakash. Aparna Pravin Tampi. Savannah Katharina Boyan. Shruti Gade. Sai Rizbud. Ella Janan Albiston. Ria Caravalia. Fez Amin Shakur. Tasha Samsudin Makani. Emily Elizabeth Ricketson. Carly Valley Gregg. Elizabeth Rose Williams. Jamie Lee Edwards. Claire Vassar. Yesenia Montoya. Nadia Raquel Carlos. April Sunyoung Ju. Tristan Reed Morgan. Carson Rebecca Bruno. Caroline Monghui Pastrano. Retika Vishal Bala. Nikita Mahuli. Joey Lee Cheng. Evan James Reed. Isabella Grace Smiley. Tyler Abigail Marie Washburn. Alexi Tatiana Celeste Comina. Ariane Marzel Soriano, Austria. Amaresh Adusumili. Nitila Dangaraju. Miriam Irfan Mansuri. Zoe Ayaz Lalji. Shreya Maddy. Chase Pham. Hannah Jun. Yasaman Bahadori. Abby Marie Onofrio. Megan George. Ria Komarla. Andrew Park. Mona Shervani. Auden Khan. Claire Harper. Emily Kate Kisling Sacco. Autumn Sky Turabiates. Euler Samuel De Leon. Sean Zachary Hill. Alexandra Elise Stearns. Zoe Alexandra Croft. Amelia Celeste Tapia. David McGuire Wilson. Ethan Michael Lawler. Arya Pranay Shah. Nikita Ajaykumar. Peyton Clara Riedel. Bailey Alice Batiste. Jillian Victoria Witten. Ritvik Reddy Pakala. Vishnu Raghunath. Grady Jackson Wright. Amanda Faust. Joshua Raphael Aquino Bunning. Megan Medina. Anna Simonkoy. Hiruni Disanayaki. Haitham Joshua El Zaim. Jacqueline Castillo. Cade Klein White. Danielle Aaron Sotelo. Matthew Reisner. Amelia Cosette Robinson. Jorge Andres Villalobos. Kendall Lauren Bobbitt. Chantal Emily Alvarado. Mackenzie Caroline Reed. Macy Carolyn Fuel. Sydney Catherine Fluker. Jonathan Tristan Sanchez. Ahmed Hisham Awauda. Richa Kapoor. Shubh Sharma. Kat Tien Tran. Sneha Sunil Chirayath. Lekha Krishna Sarapaneni. Grant James Robinson. Hallie Varner Tyler. Ana Sophia Ruiz. Emma Sage Roseman. Hannah Stein. Divya Venkatragavan. Anjana Ganesh. Shriya Gulapali. Gia Alanis. Andrew Austin Aranda. Alexander Duk Tom Din. Aditi Dani. Diana Pham. Monica Janice Hernandez. Monique Alice Cortez. Comfort Oluwa Damilola Ajiboye. Kaylee Jade Burnett. Alita Muriel Lobo. Mithil Segal. Hassan Wajid. Jason Daniel Yu. Charles Constantine Rubarth. Ava Catherine Longji. Sydney Carolyn Cox. Anirudh Sudarshan. Dragan Alexander Watson. Catherine Ann Leal. Ines Neto Caetano. Alicia Rose Brand. Fernanda Marian Peña Lozano. Lauren S. Flores Gomez. Spurti Santosh Kodkani. Ratika Nagalamadaka. Jennifer Guerrero. Griselda Davila. Leah Shai Abigail Torres. Jordan Elise Pock. Ariela Perez. Sandra Tarek Hanna. Hansi Pereira. Christine Angela Grace Sabado Maulian. Rose Angeline Esperanza de Guia. Chloe Coates. Isabella Cruz Sanchez. Ananya Gosain. Heba Ajmal. Ethan Nathaniel Garcia. Kelly Ann Miller. Avery Nicole Sinathambi. Olivia Lynn Castiglione. Zoe Kaleolani Gaddis. Elizabeth Grace Lindsay. Cassidy Grace Christine Swenson. Chinamerem Favor Wanani. Marta Eugenio Trevino Melendez. Devashri Prashant Shah.
Nathan Paul.
Desrian Houston. Justin Ofere Acabado. Isha Chabra. Grace Maria Castellino. Anna Castellino. Jolie Tan Nguyen. Nisha Elite. Mahima Amulia Mahavadi. Madeline Clara Peterson. Wei Lin Kong. Lauren Elizabeth Rasta. Lucas Orlando Herrera. Taha Hussein. Alina Sherman. Peyton Elizabeth Antonacci. Avery Elizabeth Bowman. Cassandra Jane Kemmer. Nabil Kafil Asrar. Ryan Michael Harold Jr. Ethan Jonah Liebnick. Zachary Ryan Younger. Tanvi Oswal. Shonuk Mandar Sateh. Naima Rahim. Anusha Dabak. Callie D. Moore. Sonia Singh. Rayan Ahmad Siddiqui. Trisha Wynn. Francesca Ann Higgins. Sanidi Koganti. Benjamin Mark Rogers. Noel Paul Jossi. Alicia Sama Zatuni. Race Khan Mohammed. Leslie Deng. Alexia Palacios. Lena Pham. Henry Hui Win. Lariah Emery Williams. Caitlin Marie Nelson. Sophia Deng. Vicky V. Tran. Ayush Srivatsa. Allison Leanna Long. Tim Edward Otar Jacobson. Joshua Andres Rodriguez. Serenity Dawn Lozano Cole. Yiru O Young. Snea Kamal. Bin Tai Win. Sandeep Manalore. Iman Ahmed Shah. Sneha George. Delaney Leong. Tara Vatul. Marlizette Castaneda Hernandez. Elizabeth Catherine Lorber. Sneha P. Reddy. Antonia Lea Dinulescu. Sarai Enriquez. Kennedy Cortez. Eduardo Daniel Galvez. Edson Antonio Ruiz. Ashley Ivana Reyes Monroy. Anna Yan Su. Vanessa Munoz. Mahita Kovaru. David Wancha. Sarah Michelle Simmons. Min An Huang Vu. Nikafarid Raika Papari. Afif Rahman. Nan Win. Arnav Chamker. Megu Lu. Hao Juan Wendy Xu. Sabrina Pei Lu. Salomea Georg Baritza. Victor Marcos Gonzalez. Madeline Ruth Dabney. Anisha Tadikonda. Fatima Tayan Win. Hezekiah Lassiter. Brian Gabriel Yanis Bonilla. Shreya Hari. Shri Sanjana Laidella. Krithika Janartanan Galari. Angela G. Mariam Vandergriff Suja. Abril Calderon Cavazos. Nirvana Malecki. Eduardo Ramos. Esther Kian Tan. Nawal Hussein Lashari. Sandra Amarachi Isiguzo. Ramsa Kazi. Aliza Amal Zahir. Tyrone Kalyan Rayapate. Rohan Gupta. Christine Chiamaka Okoro. Isha Jha. Andrew Tan Hui Win. Jillian Rose Albus. And now, announcing the graduates in environmental science. Ana Alicia Barrera. Yu Ting Lee. Bryn Elizabeth Havern. Maro Ernesto Ferrer Baez. Lauren Jones. Coleman Foster Odom. Sloan Catherine Rigamonti. Jiwei Chen. Kevin Sun Win. Reagan Dorothy Schott. Chloe Marie Almond. Caitlin Nicole Summers. Lauren Faith James. Caroline Mercedes Atmore. Jackson Ross Vincent. Shreya Thakur Agrawal. Constance Athena Marshall. Isabel Marisa Augustine. And now, announcing the graduates in marine science. Alton Darrell Hench. Jeb Armstrong. Brinley Marie Beckman. Demi Christina Saveku. Kylie Elaine Helterbrand. Sarah Elizabeth Galloway. Valeria Calucho. Katie Olivia Lloyd. Mariah Marie Smith McCarthy. Cyan T. Johnson. Isabella Marie Gonzalez. And now, announcing the graduates in biological sciences. Alberto Valencia. Jaden Calise James. Jazea Victoria Gasca. Danielle Renee Sanchez. Justina Elaine Sanchez Borjas. Victoria Ann Chaplin. Keem Nguyen. A.J. Lewis. Rachel Grace Jung. Ryan Leong. Caden William Munson. Nicholas Anthony DePonce. Samantha Aurora Summerstein. Jenna Hajan Lee. Nathan Lorenzo Cano. Tyler Hung Deng. Avery Faith Roman. Ashlyn May Smith. Travis Friedrich Toth. Joy Marie Richardson. River Jace Terrell. Megan Aliyah Murase. Catherine Doolin. Rebecca Lucy Torres. Sadie Beatrice Thibodeau. Michaela Dawn Heiberger. Alberto Javier Perez. Quinn McGuire. Dat Ton Van. Radia Yaya Ali. Kenneth Joe Thomas. Kundan Aravind Rao. Humza Abdul Rahman. Vincent N. Luong. Jocelyn Arlette Ayala. Owen Patrick Cook. Alice Timagura. Melissa Paulo Palomo Trejo. Yasaman Sultani. Megan Noel Martinez. Caitlin Cano. Johnny Ludwig Smith. Nadia Farah Khalil. Kira Elizabeth Skipton. Kareem Puga. Jacob Sanders. Manal Minto. Lauren Elizabeth Avila. Hannah Carendish. Victoria Cristina Castillo. Alexa Victoria Ramirez. Araya Lenore Lee. Sofia Alvarez Lozano. James Harper Grabois. Thomas Cole Lopez. Michaela Rain Manauas Escosura. Mackenzie Klausner. Carter Joseph Burns. Kirtan Ajay Patel. Lucas Michael Rivera. Ethan Witia Jantawan. Richard Lamb. Nia Isabella Fuentes. Gerardo Gabriel Gonzalez. Nathan Sine Caroma. Marcelo Alejandro Garza. Victoria Nicole Beauvoir Reatigui. Lauren Ashley Bailey. Caitlin Olivia Dawes Tony. Sarah Grace Martinez. Elizabeth Jane Knirk. Vidya Sai Anem. Elizabeth Carol Reed. Noe Reina. Harry Joseph Black. Justin Shun Chung. Yash Vagar. Caden Grace Amador. Estefania Colin. Jackson Sidon Dominguez. Jack Ramon Guzman. Angela Danielle Carey. Simone Sanchez Paiva. Natalie Celeste Rodriguez. Brian Huey Tunthet. Sarah Tom Tang Tran. Charlotte Rose Lewis. Jacob Tyler Boggs. Adan Joaquin Garcia. Scarlett Bell Garcia. Stacy Megan Guillen. Kara Morgan McDonald. Emily Jade Aguilar Pine. Catherine Patricia Curry. Kendall Summer O. Sydney Greer Daniels. Emma Jacqueline Zuckerman. Hannah Elizabeth Waters. Sarah Ashley Barker. Sarah Trinity Slayton. Molly Caitlin Feldner. Jace Renee Garcia. Yassine Ali Balut. Abigail Kaya Clove. Phyllis Yang. Renee Starr Sturdivant. Nicole Jin Jasinski. Andrew Gage Chance. Blanca Alicia Diaz. Gloribel Carmona Monsivais. Kimberly Lee McCarthy. Rumor Shay Stojak. Nikki Ziafrugi. Zachary Ryan Short. Katrina Marie Aguila. Jaden Taylor Lee. Sahana Shakti Pram. Naomi Elizabeth Abels. Eden Kim. Esther Ayun Ko. Brianna Christina Mattis. Jacqueline Faith Martinez. Joanna Rachel Chang. Adelidi Abigail Espino. David Alexander Champion. Joseph Eloy Gonzalez. Cassandra Portillo. Allison Marie Schellenberg. Maya Noel Rogers. Madison Nicole Diaz. Noah Hunter Krivy. Ashwin Venkat Naranyanan. Eliana Sarah Pat. Mateo Cordova. Preston Milam Jones. Luis Moreno. Montrell Trayvon Johnson. Shiv Dave. Shanawaz Lalani. Raj R. Habib. Tanya Giselle Ramirez. Madison Donnelly. Madeline Catherine Coleman. Peyton Grace Gill. Matthew Carter Mayberry. Emily Vong Liu. Tyler Tan Lee. Silpa Penumacha. Silmi Rafiq Merchant. Suvacha Bajpai. Brislin Danielle Ramirez. Joel David Gray. William Roger Holst. Evan Zwo. Nicole Garnett Colangelo. Rachel Claire Illig. Sydney Michelle Burig. Madison Ann Carroll. Hannah Nicole King. Claudette Elizabeth Joe. Morgan Lindsay Melanson. Rihanna Naharika Godula. Isabel King. Jessica Denise Turk. Lauren Christine Platts. Channing Reese Shea. Reiko Sarah Tachibana. Ananya Venkateshwaran. Gabriela Conde. Abdullah Riyad Ali Hamani. Quincy Martin. Sydney Yasmin Johnson. Kalia Adana White. Samantha Botron Huyn Nguyen. Christina Marie Diaz. Brooke Marie Wedeking. Hannah Ruth Wilson. Nancy Rosa. Colby Tate Burns. Archon Mayank Patel. Nyla Pratik Wilson. Ana Isabel Campos. Neka Isioma Yegbu. Kobe Tyler Top. Madison Hope Spoto. Samantha Rose Simon. Macy Grace Mateka. Jennifer Chen. Stephanie Mary Bean. Amanda Claire Bean. Porna Ram Menon. Anish Singh. Michael James Goolsby, Pranati Pilla, Christina Allison Fan, Nolan Pham Mai, Chae Yan Kim, Vanessa Marie Alcara, Nicolas Calzada, Summer Azalea Raja, Anna Antony, Abriana F. Hernandez, Ian Patrick Miller, Nicole Catherine Nash, Victoria Estella Cervantes, Katie Lynn Kaiser, Ivana Elizabeth Abisab, Jason Alexander Rangel, Anushka Mehta, Jonathan M. Anstead, Rebecca Danielle Hilly, Valeria Valle, Priscilla Fernanda Mora, Jamie Lynn Anagnos, Shannon Jacqueline Chow, Tran Dai Bon, Jordan Daniel Risdall, Ryan Edward Garrity, Lauren Sheila Oler, Bailey Nicole De Jesus, Luis Samuel Aguilar, William South Polster, Mina Mary Tanamura, Alexander James Bakar, Ava Chapa, Jennifer Almador Gonzalez, Devin W. Slavin, Alexis Renee Briley, Deho Jeng, Minu Kang, Jarrett Ashton Wells, Amila Faiza Azam, Caitlin Monet Passerb, Miko Rain Yesland, Adrian Ogunbumi, Abigail Grace Allen, Ryan Avery Ramirez, Chloe Madison Moore, Somya Tudakora, Kristen Leila Pulliam, Evelyn Vanessa Reyna, Brian Connor Earl, Katrina Hope Lowther, Stephen Curtis Pullman, Landon Scott Alexander, Madeline Judith Waters, V. Kim Lee, Mina Catherine Coles, Jennifer Chae-Young So, Nydia Adelise Von Compra, Walter Joel Acosta Zuniga, Ricardo Samuel Rios, Nhan Tran, Nu Nyuk Quinn Tran, Sarah Tu, Pietra de Alensar Pereira, Miles David Foster, Brooke Ashley Lester, Kirby Taylor Herzog, Christy Ann Reynolds. Ethan Kulkarni. Caroline Tejeda Reyes. Hancha Chen. Skylar Mana Bunmi. Alec Anurak Chantavong. Nathan Lopez. Kumila Kuklarita. Deja Jordan McAllister. Rebecca Vanessa Trevino. Michaela Chisholm. Rebecca Noel Wagner. Morgan Elaine Laird. Allison Best. Emery Whitford. Nicholas Sampson Talbert Webb. Catherine Reed Bartz. Sri Dharma. Zoe Jong. Michelle Taumi Tran. Roseanne William. Judy Wynn Pham. Leslie Suarez. Stephen Yu. Sohaib Masood Rasa. Harish Krishna Srinivasan. Albert Dewan Chung. Sorel Gense Jutsa. Faisal Nabil Alzinati. Aldolfo Hiram Salazar. Ian Cole Pilger. Cassidy Brooks Crowell. Ava Chaparro. Emily Perez. Emily Ann Pearson. Marlena Lorraine Taylor Adair. Abigail Brooke Rowland. Jordan Rue Callison. Allison Marie Lutz. Ryan George McKee. Nikhil Dimri. Christopher Allen Williams. Rebecca Ann Riley. Robert Son. Saifa Maureen Sajad. Jenna Haynes. Jocelyn Kristen Lee. Reed Elizabeth Rothold. Alexa Folk. Carolina Marie Stoy. Alina Garcia. Noah Anthony Guerrero. Juan Hector Ozuna. Ziggy Baker. Victoria Andrea Palacios. Malak Hussein Ali. Sama Herzala. Sarah Ahmed. Vaden Ajay Barve. Risha Buddha. Ria Butta. Alexander Sakun Hong. Camila Bianca Zeta Har. Brian Setford. Avon John Williams. Juliana Emily Harrington. Claire Fritz Beiter. Robert Keith Gonzalez Jr. Diego Alberto Grajeda. Anchel Trevetti. Adriana Yoselin Hermosa Baca. Bella Arago. Michelle Paula Ozzie. Alicia Kylie Alvarado. Simon Trey Petrick. Claire Cassandra Nevins. Reagan Elizabeth Scott. Carolina Michelle Montenegro Langner. Mahir Reddy Kota. Prabhav Banguri. Ijoma Angela Lua Nachuku. Khadijah Maya Taylor. Eric Ryan Lawhead. Ana Isabel Peinado. Ainsley Rihanna Mitten. Philip Carlos Barrero. Tammy Min Huynh. Jordan Engstrom. Lillian Nico Wallace. Ria T. Patel. Brennan Riley Martinez. Victoria Jaden Vaquera. Jeffrey Moe. Tho Mi Lam. Nathan Manhain No. Joshua Schwan Nguyen. Satvik Vemparala. Akira Jaroves. Robert Luke Bradley. Victoria Christina Gonzalez. Lauren Elise Patterson. Frank Anthony Williams Jr. Jimena Zapata. Kian Sebastian Lees. Siddharth G. Reddy. Abdul Moise Hashmi. Hunter Dean Anderson. Jaden Kai Thomas. Jaden Howard Aleman. Rebecca Annalise McBride. Samia Sekri. Macy Horn. Elise Catherine McMahon. Sanjali Kartikeyan. Jessica Marie Ramos. Mary Elizabeth Morris. Amanda C. Dew. Julian Isaiah Sarmiento. Jessica Ann Crisostomo McDavid. Aliza Castillo Balista. Benjamin Aaron Bathon. Elizabeth Charles Meyer. Teslin Nicole De Leon. Emmeline Claire Davila. Margaret Rose Bizzoni. Ryan Minwan Kim. Julian Garcia. Lauren Adriana Curiel. Catherine Tan Ni Tran. Saniva Sam George. Trinity Jasmine Latuli. Johanna Ruby Flores. Canis Fatima Palijo. Nak Jia Ha Win. Kwang Min Ta. Christine Wynn. Michael William Keist. Danielle Janina Refuerzo Mangawang. Benjamin Mark Levine. Hanan Zara Brower. Anika Gautam Reddy. Gayatri Gopi. Michael Taylor. Cecilia Rose Gooden. Rasvil Madera Creer. Abigail Rose Duplichin. Madeline Coburn. Louis Yang. Courtney Lynn Foltz. Abra Faith Mizell. Delaney May. Haorun Sun. Zwelin Yang. Tristan Cole Lebson. Meryl Kasanoff. Carlos Zachary Vasquez. Jeffrey Yu Zhang. Muhammad Taki Haider Jalil.
Taylor Ashley Braddock.
Alec Tai Romick. Soham Jaising Jada. Chiamaka Catherine Okafor. Elia Miller. Amy Wu. Arshia Murtaza. Jacqueline Nicole Richter. Josiah Jonathan Garza. Anne-Marie Grace French. Andrew Guo. Sebastian Kane Alvarado. Adam Min Tran. Shima Osama Abdulrahman. Kobe Allen George. Sterling Frederick Hupp. John Patrick Rathbun. Amanda Beth Castillo. Robin Brees. Gilbert Linus Villarreal. Miriam Fatima. Brenda Dominguez. Vanessa Huang. Trina Thatch Lee. Param Kapoor. Natalie Guadalupe Jakubowski. Caitlin Alin Curry. Leisha Garcia. Derek Ugona Woha. Tarani Waduwara Kankanamalage. Teresa Lonstein. Braden Allen DeMasters. Kevin Dalle. Janelle Haun Kim. Roshan Mazar Sheikh. Aditya Sai Vishnubotla. Kusei Ali. Princess Anne Daus Amante. Jumana Yusuf Fakhreddin. Deborah Tiho. Sazim Minbeva. Claudia Singaraya Kumar. Rachel Paige Cole. Valeriano Cleophas Cruz. Jacqueline De La Garza. Paniz Gadari Sohi. Joy Ding. Caitlin Elizabeth Richardson. Gabriel Allen Hayek. Alejandro Javier Medina. Mega Reddy Sama. Michelle Diem Huen. Clarissa Juarez. Ivan Alejandro Bernal. Alondra Ali Guzman. Ayush Vajala. Yutka Timsina. Ela Yogesh Kamath. Vaishnavi Satimurti. Rona Islam Kwasme. Hope Kara Shiner. Brian Christopher Jang. Allison Daniela Munto. Elizabeth Lynn Reeves. Amy Nok Win. Brittany Hong Win. Mary Frances Finch. Joshua Steele Booth. Nagaharini Venkoba Rao. Karen Yao. Jana Tao. Jessica Wong. Camille Anderson. Maralis Gutierrez Cosme. Kyle Zui Win. Jasmine Kessie Liu. Yutsu Lin. Elsa Zhang. Mai Win. Crystal Perez. Jason De Jesus Lorenzana. Hannah J. Ma. Stephanie Alvarado. Razel Victoria Yanez. Karina Ravia. Michael Andrew Ziaski. Neil Anil Sampangarama. Yasmin Davudabadi Farahani. Christian Lee Martinez. Lauren Lindsay Vela. Jennifer Rubio. Jimena Ortiz. Ashley Marie Arriaga. Gia Nicole Kabakungan. Ashley Taylor Langston. Alexis Inocencia Carrillo. Amarachi Jessica Nawaka. Andrew John Baker. Camille Pilorge Brown. Cara Nicole Funkin. Adrian Luis Batier Molina. Nina Miki Castaneda. Madison Avery Timmons. Emily Min Vo. Gwyneth Michelle Schultz. Vivian Lash.
Tommy Wen.
Jennifer Liu. Jathan Belidi. Yasna Koshbakt. Preeti Bhupen Babaria. Grace Emily Hendricks. Veronica Contreras. Augusto An Guajardo. Julia Adriana Giannati. Simin Hazrat Momin. Almin Karadia. Niall Kazi. Kali Anik Chirolia. Araf Ali. Anthony Michael Hashem. Jocelyn Giselle Castilla. Abil Wilson Isaac. Brooke Ann McCormick. CJ Yoon. Juan Zhang. Katie Soyeon Jun. Bethany Grace Murray. Adrana Imobor Onyovasa. Destiny Basola Afini Miles. Nia Monet Altman.
Faith Lucille Miles.
Ainsley Caldwell Merritt. Annabelle Dooley Merritt. Caitlin Marie Andauer. Sophia Nicole Nedwed. Christy Fong Win. Emily Hugh Huynh. Kaylin Holly. Bianca Mariel Saucedo. Danielle Chauhan. Azaya C. Akuti. Alandra Michelle Fleming Pata. Natasha Grace Merrill. Kimberly Le Tan. Kylie Alicia Bowie. Caitlin Y. Wynn. Linda Vo. Aiden Boucher. Christian Moreno Zab. Ali Arain. Chloe Danielle Barker. Reina Morito Hostetler. Katie Madison Tejas. Logan Elizabeth Rouse. Jack Edward Hers. Dante Damian Jimenez. Trevor Fox Terry. Ethan Andrew Michael. Verona Bustani. Maxwell Elliott Pickett. Andrew J. Manriquez. Jada Abigail McGibbon. Abethel Cisse Gabramelakot. Leah Zodu. Jelena Tiana Crayon. Catherine Quinn Wynn. Yu Jin He. Juan Gabriel Montez. Valika Chu. Ariana Lauren Chan. Michael Kevin Hung. Valerie Trong Lee. Emily Khan Do. Rain Maxine Abag Agulto. Rayman Mayman. Leah Pushpa Kumar. Maria Stephanie Martinez Leon. Hector Manuel Alvarez Rodriguez. Xian Wang. Isaiah Mitchell. Ahan Nilesh Mystery. Frida Alisa Padilla Pamenes. Carolina Cifuentes. Tanvi Samir Vadia. Avery Grace Nolte. Beryl Laura Sajan. Niraj Akula. Alejandro Reyes. Jasper Bigdelli. Rigoberto Carmona Barraza. Cindy Galilea Garcia Candelas. Aliyah Nicole Haight. Maggie Brandon. Shreya Nalaparaju. Bridget Helen Baraji. Tiara Monet Robinson. Tiffany Liu. Mackenzie Annette Fairfax Noel. Shauna Danielle Maddox. Sami Nahidi. Neil Garana. Dad Aftab Masih. Dylan Mark Dorner. Malika Moghadami. Najin Nikain. Han Pham. Victoria Emily Murillo. Teresa Ian Win Huang. Janavi Janjarala. Carla Fernandez. Mia Rose Lopez. Rachel Hanbuel Yu. Jasmine Deanna Normand. Shaon Sarkar. Mayor Bala. Chinyalu Ibwanye. David M. Chun. Michael Mengistu Alamayu. Judy Tang. Nan Kim Fan. Kaylee Vu. Christine Jung. Neha Kawaja. Aksa Parek. Lubna Aijaz Patan. Neha Ara Faruqi. Chloe Isabella Swanson. Rosalie Jiang. Amy T. Tran. Gabriela Alice Montemayor. Brienne Margot Elliott. Shreyan Patel. Tyler Kane. Joseph Aaron Galt. Raul Nevarez. Jeremy Robert Yarbrough. Minut Vincent Pham. Jose William Ruiz. Roxana Abigail Gloria. Magali Ruiz. Ethan Alejandro Noyola. Nefertiti Chukwuebikwa Anike. Omema Chabuni. Shruti Ilangovan. Arsham Mohajeri Dasi. Brittany Lamb.
Jenny Dang. Miriam Junaid Abbasi. Alan Xiao Shu. Sarah Elizabeth Buccio. Nahari Karan Sakara. Karis Tsao. Adam Shaheen. Zeke Bickham. Wow. All right, this concludes the presentation of the candidates for degrees in the College of Natural Sciences. Dean Vandenbout, these are your graduates.
All right. Congratulations, graduates. On behalf of the faculty and staff, we welcome you into our alumni community. At 7:30 tonight, the university will host its 141st spring commencement ceremony. It is a big event for you and your families, full of pomp and circumstance and fireworks and maybe even a drone show. There's a point in the program where I have the honor of presenting you to the president to certify that you have completed the work of your degrees. It is tradition for you at that moment to cheer very loudly. If you didn't know, we are the biggest college on campus, and I think it's very important that people know that. So when you get the chance, we're going to rock the stadium and show them what Texas science is all about. As we prepare for the recessional, a word for our guests. You will be exiting the Moody Center via the East Gate. That is opposite of how you entered the building. You may meet your graduates outside of the Moody Center on the East Plaza. That's on the I-35 side of the building. We ask that you avoid the West Gate because that's where the ceremony for all the other CNS graduates are lining up right now. So graduates, you will recess beginning with the last rows exiting first, led by our marshals in a very orderly fashion. You will exit the same way you came in the building. You'll be able to meet your families and guests on the east side of the plaza. Please, again, avoid the West Plaza as we prepare for our next ceremony. So graduates, you are now members of the University of Texas at Austin alumni community. Following our time-honored tradition, you may move your tassel from the right to the left in acknowledgement. We are proud to be your alma mater, and we look forward to hearing from you about how you are changing the world. Be sure to stay in touch, and wherever you go, be sure to wear burnt orange. Congratulations to all of you, and this concludes today's ceremony. And we need the marshals.